we're going to chain 3 and pull through 3 times until you get this braid-like thing with 3 braids in it. You're gonna go back into the first one, so we're gonna do a magic circle. So we're gonna go into this first one, yarn over, and pull through both of these like that, creating this little circle of stitches. So we're gonna chain 1, and we're gonna go, instead of on these outside braids, we're gonna go in the middle of the circle and pull through there, and that's where we're doing our stitches for this round. So I'm gonna do a double crochet stitch, where basically, as opposed to single crochet, is just you go through this, you pull it through once. Instead of that, we're going to yarn over once, and then keeping this yarn over, we're going to go into the middle of this knot. It's okay if you have trouble, just wiggle it around a little bit. Okay, into the middle of this knot. Okay, so it should look like this. Yarn over, pull it through that first thing. So now you have 3 on your hook. I'm gonna yarn over, pull it through only 2 of these 3. So 1, 2, and you should be left with these 2. Then you're gonna yarn over once more and pull through these 2 until you have 1 left. And that's how you make one of these double crochet stitches. We're going to be doing 8 of these in this round. So just like we just did, we're going to yarn over, go through the center of this, yarn over again, pull through that first thing. So we have 3. Going to yarn over and pull through these 2. So we have 2. Yarn over again and pull through these 2. So now we have 2 stitches in our round, and we're going to keep going like this for the entire round. Yarn over, into the middle, yarn over again, pull through, yarn over, pull through these 2, yarn over, pull through these 2. If I'm going too fast at any point in time, feel free to pause the video or slow it down or whatever you need. It won't hurt my feelings, I promise. Yarn over, center of that, yarn over again, pull through, yarn over, for 8 of them. So this is 1, 2, you can also count stitches by looking at these knots right here, these little braids. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. So we have 4 more. So just keep going. At the end of the round, you're going to join with the slip stitch, which is on this one right here. So under this braid, go through it, yarn over, pull it through both of them to get a slip stitch. All right, so that was round 1. So round 2 is going to start with chain 1, and we're going to do 2 double crochet stitches in each already existing stitch. So I'll show you what that means. This is part of the increasing because my candle is not this small, so I want the circle to get bigger. So I'm actually using this candle for reference, so it's got to be bigger than this. So I want it to be more flat and keep going this way, so I'm going to keep increasing this way. When I'm done increasing that way and I have a flat circle that's going to be perfect for my candle to fit through, I will start just doing regular crochet and I will not increase anymore. So I'll show you what that means. So this is part of the increasing, so I'm going to do 1 chain crochet, and then we're going to go into this first stitch right here. So we're not going to do this one because it'll mess up your rounds. So we're going to start actually under this one, and we're gonna do 2 stitches in this one. So under this braid right here, you're gonna go here, yarn over, pull that through, yarn over again, pull it through these 2, yarn over again, pull through top 2. All right, so we got 1 stitch. Now, instead of going into this next stitch, which is how you would regularly do crochet, you're gonna go into this first one again and do another double crochet stitch, which this is what I mean by 2 in 1. So I go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through again. So now we have 2 stitches in 1 stitch, making the circle bigger. So we're gonna do these double crochets, these 2 double crochets in each crochet stitch the entire round. So yarn over, I'm gonna go back into this one since we're doing 2 all the way around. So after you get to this point, you're gonna do a slip stitch to join this round. So this first one, and pull it through both of these. So you get this. It's okay if it starts curling up like this, or if it's not totally flat, that's totally okay. If you stretch out your project a little bit, it'll be mostly flat, and that's what we want. If it starts doing like a little wave type of thing, like if you did this, you'd know what I'm talking about. A wave thing where it looks squiggly. That could mean you put too many stitches into the round, and it's just, that's what happens when you put too many stitches. That means that maybe you put like 3 in 1 stitch instead of 2. It's a common mistake. I do it sometimes. It's totally okay. Yeah. It's totally okay. Just in the next round, you would have to decrease, which is, if you've seen in my other videos, I talk about the decreasing stitch, and that's what that is. If not, there are other YouTube videos that can teach you how to deal with that problem. If it's doing this too much, like if it looks like this, like a cup, that means you did 2 less stitches, like not enough stitches for the round to remain flat. Yes, in which case you would start increasing your stitches, or you could just redo it, and then you wouldn't have to relearn all these stitches. So that's all I'm saying. I'm probably gonna refilm this part because I don't like how much I'm talking. For this next round, you're gonna go 2 double crochet stitches, 1 stitch, 2 stitches, 1 stitch, 2 stitches, 1 stitch, and you're just gonna alternate that pattern instead of doing, for this round we did 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Next round we're gonna go 2, 1, 2, 1. So I'm gonna start with 1 chain, thread look, yarn over, go under the braid, yarn over again, yarn over 2 in the same stitch. And for the next one, we'll only do 1. So. Just 1 stitch. So that was 2. This is 1. Now we're going back to 2. Now we're going to do 1. Back to 2. So I didn't video it, but I joined it with a slip stitch at the end of this round. So we just did 2, 1, 2, 1. So for this next round, I'm actually gonna not increase anymore just because this is the size of my candle, like that. So once you reach the size of your candle, so if I did this, it's the size of my candle. So that means it's big enough. So I'm gonna stop increasing. However, if you have a bigger candle that you wanna use, say you wanted to use one that was this size, you would increase 1 more round, and in that case, you would keep increasing until it reached the, bottom circumference of the candle. In which case, for the next round, you would do, instead of 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, you would do 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. And then after that round, if you have an absolutely humongous candle that's even bigger than what I showed, then you would go 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2. And it would just keep increasing that 1, 1, 1. So, but I'm gonna stop increasing here. So this means I'm gonna start doing regular crochet, just 1 in each stitch. So I just chained 1, so I'm just gonna go for it. So this is my last stitch of the round. Okay, and it's okay if it starts, looking like a cup when it's not supposed to. If you stretch it out, it should lay mostly flat. So, like for reference, I'm gonna put this in here. It should start to curve around your candle, like this. Which is what you want. So it's not completely flat anymore, but it should be, the bottom should be mostly flat, like I just showed you. So I'm gonna join this with a slip stitch, this 1 stitch right here, and then chain 1. And then for the next few rows, I'm just gonna keep doing what I just did until it reaches the desired height of the candle. Here we go. So I'm at the end of my round, and I'm going to slip stitch into this first one. That's the end of my second regular round. So that's how tall it is. I'm going to do a few more to reach the desired height. This depends on the type of candle that you're sizing it for. So if it's one of these huge candles, you might have to do more rows, and totally cool too. It just might not be the exact same number of rows that I'm doing right now. here we go, chain 1, and we're off. And for this size candle, I'm gonna do 1 more row of just regular crochet. Here we go. After 5 rows of normal crochet after this circle, I've now reached my desired height, so I'm gonna tie it off. Again, if you have a taller candle, you just want to keep increasing, or not increasing, but you want to keep increasing the amount of regular rows like we were just doing. So these type of rows. So I'm gonna tie this off with a slip knot right here. Pull through and chain 1, pull a long tail, just for good measure. Get my scissors and I'm cutting it off. Side note, if you don't know how to weave in long tails like these, I'm going to show you how really quick. If you do, you can just skip this part of the video. I totally don't mind. It's really cool. Me personally, I just kind of like weave in and out of these stitches like this. And then as I'm scrunching it up, I take this long string, yarn over it, and I pull it through, or try to pull it through all of these holes right here. And once I do that, I make sure to keep it scrunched like this. So scrunched up like that. As I'm scrunching it up, I take my scissors and I cut it. And then once I flatten it out, it is hidden within there, and it looks very nice.